podcast, most of the time we're just having fun. We're trying gum. I love gum. We're trying gum from the 80s and 90s.
She always got to bring in the gum.
Gum must arrive in every episode.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Generation in Between, a Xennial podcast where we revisit, remember, and sometimes relearn and rewatch all kinds of things from being 80s kids and 90s teens. My name is Danny.
Hi, I'm Katie.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Katie.
Okay. All right.
That was weird. Okay. I don't know.
All right. You are back on our Xennial Girl Summer track today. We took a little detour. Now we're back. We're actually recording this before our live event, but when this airs, it will be long after. So we can't tell you how it went because we don't know yet. We can't see into the future. But when you hear this, it will have been done. Hopefully you were there. If you weren't, sad for you. But okay, before we jump into our next installment of our movie rewatch for the summer, we got to talk about what happened on our social media from our last rewatch.
Yes. It was bound to happen eventually.
Honestly, I'm surprised it took this long.
Me too. I
mean, generally, we don't usually have a lot of like super intense, serious opinions on things, like controversial opinions.
No.
And this honestly is I don't think it's controversial. Anyway, so let me just tell y'all if you're listening, you probably follow us on social media and you probably know what happened. But some of y'all are new here and have just started listening. So, hey.
Hello.
We posted a clip about when we rewatched Dazed and Confused, which we still pretty much enjoyed. There was just something that didn't land right with us rewatching it as women in their 40s was the character of Wooderson, who was Matthew McConaughey's character, and how he was preying on teenage girls as a grown man, teenage children as a grown man. And that just wasn't funny to us. And like we said, it wasn't like he was an outcast or anything. People thought he was cool. He had a cool car. They hung out with him all the time. They liked him. And they just kind of brushed off him smacking young girls on the ass and hitting on. And they're like, oh, you're going to get arrested. Like, it was not set up as oh my God, this guy is gross.
Right. In the movie, it was not.
And we talked about that in the episode, but the clip we posted online didn't go into all that because, guys, it's highlight reels. Like, obviously, you can't put a whole discussion. Well, tell them what happened, Katie. What happened in the comments?
So, yeah, just a little part of the reel was us saying how we didn't think that character was funny. That's it. Nothing's personal about Matthew McConaughey, who we later in the episode went on to talk about how much we actually really liked, or earlier in the episode, how much we like him and have followed his career, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if we ended up on like a toxic man message board somewhere online.
We must have.
Every man we don't know on the internet
literally
came for us in the comments.
And it literally, y'all, you can go look at the comments because we're not going to take it down. Like, whatever. No. We said what we said and we still stand by it. They showed their ass. It was all men. Literally all men except one person. There was one female out of like all these hundreds of comments. It was men, and they were so pissed off that we didn't think that was funny anymore. Like, first of all, I mean, there's so much to be said, and we won't go into it, but like the time people spend on the internet just being like, fuck you and stuff is so crazy to me. Like, you know what you can do is scroll past.
Right.
And also, like, I understand if somebody's out there having an opinion on something that is hurting our society. Like, if you're saying racist shit or homophobic shit, like, you should be called out. If you are two middle-aged ladies who are just saying that they think a pedophile in a movie is not funny anymore, like,
that's it. Keep scrolling if you don't agree.
If you find that humor funny, fine. We're not for you, sirs.
Yeah.
We're not for you at all. But okay, so we thought it'd be funny to kind of just share with y'all some of the more unhinged comments that were on the the shitstorm of male comments. So we're just going to go one by one. I'm going to start with the worst one that I saw, and I'm going to apologize in advance because a lot of these men of course, use offensive, gross language. In fact, some of the comments were hidden by Instagram because they were really ridiculous. And then some were insults that ended up being compliments.
Yeah.
Which I bet Katie will share.
Oh, don't worry. I will.
Okay. So here's mine. Apologies in advance. Let me find it. I cannot. Hold on. Okay. Apologies. There is a homophobic slur in here. This comment says, "Get over it, you two dykes. You weren't even alive when this movie came out." Now, y'all, this movie came out in 1995. So thank you, sir.
We were definitely alive. 1993.
Oh, 93. I'm 93. Sorry. I keep saying 95.
Yeah, so you were 13 or 12 or 13.
I thought it was 95.
No, it's 93. When I was re-listening to our episode, I was like, oh, it's 93.
93. Okay. So anyway, that was hilarious. And also, like,
because we were like at least in middle school or getting there at that point.
And then so many people said comments about this movie was 30 years ago. P.S. It wasn't made in the 70s.
No, they're like, when this was made, it was set in the 70s.
Correct.
Which again, we address in the movie. That's why we rewatch things, right? Because we do view things differently now. Things that were quote unquote acceptable, which really they weren't, but that people maybe laughed at more.
Yeah.
It's okay to look back now and be like, oh, like that didn't age well. Like that's not funny. It never was, but we're very aware that it's not funny now, which is all that we were saying.
Well, and I'm not going to get on the comments and defend ourselves to these fuckers.
No, we didn't.
Because you can realize really quickly when somebody's commenting if they want to discuss with you something that they think is problematic or if they just want to yell at you. These fuckers just want to yell at us. And that's fine. And they're not going to go listen to the episode. They don't care what we're...
Right.
I'm not going to be like, well, actually, blah, 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 blah. No, I don't care. Either go listen to the episode or don't. All right, tell me one that you had.
Let's see. Oh, hold on. I had one. Okay. Someone said, this movie is super authentic to what it was like during the 70s. These guys who are in their 20s that never grew up from high school were absolutely real. I think you're supposed to feel all kinds of ways about it. That's just good storytelling to be authentic, even if it's ugly.
But that's the thing. In the movie, he's not seen as gross.
Right.
He's seen as cool. That's what we were saying.
Right.
But wait, read the one that this person said about you.
Oh, yeah.
On the right.
I don't know where it is, but essentially he said something about...
We gotta find it.
Okay. I don't know where it is. There's so many.
I know. You guys, if you enjoy reading unhinged comments, go on to that comment section and then we had a few of our listeners, females, go in and just rail on these guys. Which was hilarious.
Yeah.
And they just went in and they were like, nope.
Because we said we weren't going to respond. And they were like, well, is it okay if we do? We're like, of course, do whatever you want. Okay, I found it.
Okay.
So one commenter said, girl on the right. That was me, by the way. That was Katie. First of all the yours are wrong.
Yeah, of course.
Wrong, spelled wrong. You're in your 30s or late 20s.
Yes.
I might just stop there. Stop
there. No, keep going.
Why do you have little girl braids in your hair like a teen?
What is that? Who cares?
And I think he was trying to say, like, stop trying to look younger. But I'm like, I must always do my hair like that because if people think I'm in my 20s or 30s, I'm 44, guys.
Katie's 44. That's her new trademark hairstyle.
I have 2 adult children.
Correct.
And almost a 3rd adult child. So I was like, this guy is trying to be mean, but I'm like so excited. And what's funny about it is I kept talking about it that day. I said something to my husband and then I'd like telling my kids and then I'm like, guess what this man said? I put it on my stories on Instagram and people were commenting. They're like, oh, this is great. This is so funny.
It is.
And finally my husband's like, I compliment you every day.
Yeah, and it's just some
and
rando.
It's like no big deal. And it's this mean stranger on the internet that like makes you feel good. And I was like, yeah, I mean, that's kind of how it works. It's the unexpected.
But also, he was trying to be mean. I mean,
he was trying to be
comments, mean. Somebody said, your stance is not only illogical, it's an insult to women. Do better. Sure. And then he also started his comment with, the movie took place in the 70s. It was normalized then. Well, it's still behavior we don't like.
Right.
Like, here's my thing that people annoy me about. When people say the phrase, well, it was a different time. Okay, right. Especially like I'm thinking about like segregation and slavery and things related to racist acts. People are like, well, it was a different time. Okay, that still doesn't make it acceptable.
Right.
What do you, 12-year-olds used to be married off. They haven't even had their periods yet, some of them.
Yeah.
Still not acceptable, guys.
Right.
Yes, it was a different time, but also gross.
Which is, again, the entire point of this podcast. Yes, most of the time we're just having fun. We're trying gum. I love gum. We're trying gum from the 80s and 90s.
She always got to bring in the gum.
Gum must arrive in every episode. We're always, most of the time, and the point of this podcast really is to be lighthearted and to be an escape from those real things. But of course, when you see something, and again, our conversation in the scope of the entire episode was pretty small. We could have talked about it a lot longer.
But still, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
And like I said in the episode, I mean, we're telling you guys this, but you already know all this.
You probably listened to it.
But you might be new. And so, hey, go listen to it. Where was I going with that?
I just said it wasn't that much that we didn't talk about it that much.
Oh, but that was the biggest factor on why we didn't like it as much rewatching.
Correct.
It was that. Because he wasn't, and we even said, if they would have portrayed him as there's this, if he would have not been friends with them all, not hanging out, not seen as some, I don't know, cool guy, that they want to go to a concert with. Mm-hmm. If he would have just showed up and they would have been like, oh no, Wooderson's here, great. That would have been very different. Mm-hmm. Now, whatever, that. Oh, your phone's ringing. Are you okay?
It says it's on voicemail already, so I don't know. I guess so.
I mean, anyway, we don't need to rehash that. We just had to share with y'all.
So if for some reason you missed the social media,
please go
everything is there. Please go take a peek. It's mostly on Instagram. I saw a comment or two on TikTok that didn't really.
It was fine.
Go too crazy there.
You know what?
And there was at least one on Facebook.
And go see what.
But Instagram is where it's at.
Our friends and listeners responded. It was hilarious. One of them I swear, Sarah just pulled up her popcorn and she said, I'm going to just do this real quick.
I'm going to reply to all these people.
And man, I was so entertained just swiping through because I'm like, I'm not going to waste my time.
No.
So speaking of wasting time, let's get on to our actual episode topic today. We rewatched the movie Harry and the Hendersons, which Katie, had you seen it?
I feel like I must have seen this because there were parts I remembered.
Well, Troy was like, oh, yeah, I've seen it. And then he was like, actually, I think I saw the TV show.
And it may have been.
And so I think a lot of people are get them confused. Mm-hmm. He's like, I don't think I actually saw the movie. Okay. So I saw this movie, I think, in the theaters. And of course, loved it because, it's silly. It has all the things that make old 80s movies fun. It's got some kind of dumb costume and makeup. Love that.
Yes.
It has physical comedy, which I love. Then it has a heartwarming message at the end that kind of ties it all up. So it's just cheesy and campy and fun, and I like it. Okay, did you like it? We'll go into more details later.
Yeah, I did like it. I actually liked it. Yeah, I think because
so exciting.
Honestly, because Harry was so humanized.
I know.
And he wasn't an animatronic.
Right.
It was like a costume.
Y'all know she hates animatronics.
I hate animatronics. And also because he was so nice to the other animals, including Bob the dog. I was like, all right.
I was like, she's going to love it when
I'm
going to
give him a pass. I'm going to give him a pass. So yeah, I really liked it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a little Jack Russell, right?
Yeah, a little Jack Russell.
My friend Amber had this Jack Russell named JD when we became friends years and years ago, who lived forever. He was so annoying. The funniest thing, every time I think about Jack Russells, I think about this story. He was fixed, but he never stopped humping. You know how some dogs be doing that?
Yeah, for forever.
Yeah. So he had this one pillow that he just liked to hump, and they called it his girlfriend. I swear to God. And every time I go there, they'd be like, oh, JD's on his girlfriend. Let me get him off. And I'm like, what? This is why dogs are gross to me. One of the hundreds reasons. Cats do not be humping, okay?
No. Some dogs, I mean, it's an anxiety thing more than a... No, I'm serious.
I believe
you. It's like a coping mechanism.
I mean, I think people sometimes do that too.
Yeah, well, that's true. It's all related.
All right, so let's talk facts and then we'll talk opinions.
Okay.
Or we'll just mix them in. Whatever. Yeah. We'll just do it here and there. I have to admit, when I was watching, I didn't really take notes. I was just watching it.
And I don't have a ton myself.
I did. You're going to be shocked. I did kind of fall asleep a little at the end. I have seen this movie a bunch of times. I knew what was happening. I knew what was going to happen. But Troy and I had gone out to dinner and I'd had a couple cocktails and I was so sleepy, you know? Like, I was just so sleepy. And I was like all cuddled on the couch. And I was like, ooh, I was pulling a Katie. Okay, so let's talk history. Here's the summary of the movie. If you have never seen this cinematic classic from the 80s, the Henderson family adopt a friendly Sasquatch, but have a hard time trying to keep the legend of Bigfoot a secret.
Yes.
I mean, Avi.
He's Bigfoot. Yeah.
Also, another thing I love about old 80s comedies is like, I mean, obvious, like they're so preposterous, so crazy. Like, obviously your neighbors would know immediately. Okay, so this was written in 1987. It is a fantasy comedy that was written, directed, and produced by William Dear. He also did the 1991 film The Rocketeer. Do you remember that movie?
I do remember that movie.
And it was executive produced by Steven Spielberg, Harriet and the Hendersons.
Okay.
I forgot about that.
Very cool.
Yeah. It grossed $50 million worldwide. It was like not really a hit, but it was third at the box office their opening weekend after the movies Beverly Hills Cop 2 and The Untouchables. So y'all got to remember too, back in the 80s, like your opening weekend box office sales were a huge deal. And it was going up against some pretty big movies. So anyway, so before the film was released, the filmmakers actually kept the character of Harry a secret in all the promos. So only glimpses were shown on like posters and previews, and they never showed him in its entirety. They wanted it to be like a reveal, I guess. But the film's poor box office returns eventually were blamed on the failure to sell the fact that a Bigfoot was the star. So it kind of shot him in the foot. So they renamed it for its overseas release, Bigfoot and the Hendersons. And then they changed a lot of the artwork too to feature Harry on there.
Okay. I mean, so did people not have any idea that a Bigfoot was in the movie?
Well, it's alluded to.
Okay.
But you don't know what it is.
Because Harry could be anything. Okay.
Well, and it's Harry, Harry.
Right.
And it's alluded to. Like, you can look up, there's a poster where it has like his eyes or like some paws, but they allude it, but they don't show any like clips of him. Which they should, because, I mean, that's the selling point. Like you just said, you liked Harry.
Yeah, I did.
I mean, you have to. Cute. He's so lovable.
He's so lovable.
The way he moved his face was just so cute, right?
Really cute.
I know. So it was originally written not as a movie, but as a sitcom. Okay. But they made it into a full-length movie, and then a few years later, in 91, it did become a sitcom. And it actually ran from 91 till 93.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it ran a while. The TV series, though, flipped the plot of the movie. So instead of like, at the end of the movie, Harry goes back to the wild. Instead, the family takes him in permanently, and the whole sitcom is the antics of like the chaos of keeping him hidden from the neighbors and family and all the things.
What's funny is when I was saying what I was going to watch, my oldest daughter was like, I was like, oh, it's this movie and it's like Harry and he comes and lives with his family. She's like, oh, is that the alien one? I go, are you talking about Alf? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, no, it's about a Bigfoot. And she was like, oh.
She's like, but then the 80s were weird.
And then I was like thinking about the sitcom premise where you have this like not of this world being living with you and all. I mean, Alf is obviously a lot different than Alf, the character is much different than Harry. But like, I was like, that is kind of like a plot line that ran through some sitcoms.
And Perfect Strangers was just somebody from a different country coming to live here and the antics that ensued.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a good
formula.
Yeah, it's a good way to storytell.
I mean, so that was and I'll tell you what happened with the TV series in a little bit, but this movie actually won an Academy Award for Best Makeup.
Yeah.
I mean, think about the 80s. Like, that was a full thing he had on. There were no animatronics. I always call him Bill Baker. Is there somebody named Bill Baker?
In the world? Probably.
I mean, like,
nobody.
In the public vernacular.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, anyways, his name is Rick Baker, the makeup artist. And he has said that Harry was his greatest and most favorite character he ever made.
Oh.
Yeah. 1988 is when he won that Academy Award.
So he won it. It was him personally.
Well, I mean, the movie.
But it went to the makeup artist.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct. Just like if you win Best Actor. Like,
yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. So Siskel and Ebert reviewed the film very negatively. And Siskel called it a very manipulative movie that anyone who's seen E.T. has seen before.
Oh.
And Ebert said, what it lacks is any sense of awe about the fact there could be a Bigfoot, an unknown creature living in the woods with a mind of its own. Harry is so cute, so gentle, so lovable that there is no sense of mystery and no sense of awe. There's no belief that he's really Bigfoot. I mean, I can see their points, but I think the fact that this movie is not that is what makes it fun.
Yeah.
Because if it was that, it would be a different movie entirely.
Right.
So, I mean, I get it, but, you know, again, they can have their opinions. They ain't the be-all and end-all.
100%. I mean, to that point, I think the point that Bigfoot is supposed to be this scary monster.
Yeah.
And he ends up not being that was the point.
Right.
That, like, we're all connected. Like, no matter where you, like, stand in the world order, right? Like when Harry is taking all the like animal heads off the wall and stuff, you feel so sad, and he's looking for the rest of the deer on the other side of the wall. And like,
that part, I remember that stuck with me.
I was like, it made me so sad. And so it was just kind of like, that was the point, though, that it's not all these things that we make mystical and scary and like whatever probably have more in common with us than we think.
I have to text this. We have a new pool company.
Oh.
And they're coming in 30 minutes. I need to let them know not to knock on the door because I don't want Cooper to freak out.
Let's just pause for a second.
So we'll just pause for a minute. And I'm going to do this because, guys, real life don't start when we record this podcast. We are not there, but back porch screen door is unlocked for you. And let me, in case Cooper's awake, which he's probably not, because, guys, it is summer, and when you're a teenager, you just sleep all day.
Tegan, that's why.
Okay.
She wasn't
Gotta remember to
good.
edit this out.
We will. I did last time when you peed.
There was another one we didn't, and I just thought it
was
a
while back.
It was funny that we left it in.
Let me ask her directly if she's feeling okay. Because I left before anyone was up. I walked all three of my dogs at the same time this morning. And she says she feels better. Good. It was kind of a nightmare. I didn't go very far. Yeah, because our new routine is Brant takes the golden doodle one way, and once they're like out of sight, I take the other two the other way, because the two girl dogs are older and like chill, so I can walk them. And he's got Leo like trained with him. But when Leo's with me and the other dogs, he's just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And so I'm trying to walk.
Oh my God, hilarious.
Pulling on all these leashes. And we went a little bit and we came back.
You're like, never mind.
Forget it. They think they got to walk. The excitement of it still exists.
Yeah.
Just short. Okay. I'm going to say we're starting back up here.
Okay. So I remember watching this movie as a kid. So I was even though I was raised in the South, guys, I had anti-gun, anti-hunting parents that that was not their jam. And it's not my jam. But I remember like that scene with the deer part. I was like, oh my God. Like it bothered me so bad because I had already been raised now we weren't vegetarians, but we, I was a vegetarian for a lot of years when I was a grown up. But anyway, I remember seeing that and being like, oh my God. And like, fast forward, one of the jobs I had when I was moving all around with Troy in the beginning of our living together adventure, I had to do a lot of temp work and stuff like that. I worked for a CPA in Georgia, and it was just him and another guy. And he was a huge hunter. Like he was like super into it. And his entire office was dead animals of some sort on the wall. And do y'all know what I had to do at Christmas time? They decorated the freaking animals. I had to climb on a ladder and take Santa hats off deers. I was like, this man, I don't know. Whatever. Anyway.
And depending how deep you want to get in that, again, Bigfoot is monster who shall hurt us. But then Bigfoot comes into your house.
Right.
And just for fun.
Yeah.
Not even for like food or survival. You have all these animals on the wall. So like who's actually the dangerous monster in this scenario?
Right.
Yeah. Anyway.
Right. And that's the question that you're supposed to be wondering in this movie. All right. So we'll talk more about the little thingies as we go, but we'll talk about the cast. Some of them we've already talked about before, which is fun. And so I won't go too in the details. We'll just do little highlights. Again, we can't include everyone. I only did Harry and the Hendersons. I didn't go into the side characters.
Okay.
Just because sometimes we spend too long on that. So I'm just trying to get myself in gear. I say we, I mean me. So here we go. So let's start with the guy who played Harry. His name was Kevin Peter Hall. Some other things, and I tried to have Xennial film credits that you may know them from. He played the Predator in Predator and Predator 2 in the 80s, the late 80s. He was the scary alien, right? Isn't Predator?
Yeah, Predator's like an alien,
yeah. He also played Big John in Big Top Pee-wee, which I forgot about, 1988. And he was in 7 episodes of 227.
Oh.
And I tell you that because that's where he met his wife, and they got married on the show and in real life.
Oh,
so I'll tell you more about that in a second. He played Harry in the sitcom version of the movie until he died in 1991.
Oh.
And it was very tragic. He was in a really bad car accident, and he got a blood transfusion where he contracted AIDS.
What?
Yeah, and he died not very long after. Yeah, it's really sad. So that was in 91, which you can remember was before they had all the protocols that they have now for blood and transfusions and testing and all of that. When he died, he had just been cast to play Super Shredder in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 movie, The Secret of the Ooze.
That would have been good. I mean, it was good anyway.
But they didn't start filming anything. And he had just got the part right before he died. He actually was over 7 feet tall. Some places say he was 7'2", some say 7'4". So I don't know exactly where he landed, but it was very tall. This movie actually made him over 8 feet tall.
I was going to say, compared to like John Lithgow.
And John Lithgow is 6'2".
Yeah, so he's not a short guy.
Right.
He was so much taller
So much tall. So they made him 8 feet tall. Not surprisingly, he was amazing. He was an amazing high school basketball player, and he actually won a scholarship his senior year to play college at George Washington University in D.C. And he did, but he only played there when it didn't interfere with his major, which was theatrical arts.
Cool.
So I don't know how he worked that, but
yeah. Well, if you're 7'4", let's say,
I know they'd probably be like, whatever,
play your own cards.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, I'll be at half the game, 5 minutes before the game starts, and I don't even have to practice. I'll just dunk on everyone, and it'll be fine.
And the funny thing is, well, he didn't have a mask in Big Top Pee-wee, but you know, the 2 roles he's majorly known for in Xennial or 227, obviously, his face was covered, but he was a very attractive man.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't
Google his
even know
picture.
Okay,
he was a very attractive man. So after he graduated college, he moved to Venezuela to play basketball, but he just lost interest after a year. So he relocated to LA, and he found his college friend by the name of Jay. And what they did together, they created 2 nightclub acts / musicals. I'll wait till
I forgot his full name.
Kevin. What did I say?
No, I thought you said John something.
No, it's not.
Oh.
Kevin Peter Hall.
Kevin.
Yeah, she's looking up his picture. She wants to see how hot this goes.
Oh,
he's an attractive man.
Oh, that's him?
Yeah. He's a very attractive man.
Oh, so this says 7'2", but like you said, depending on the source.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, you wouldn't necessarily feel like that's what he looked like.
I know.
Because he's
everybody
the big stuff.
Go to this picture. He's an attractive man. And I'm just saying, you wouldn't, unless you saw him in 227, but you probably wouldn't relate that he was also a Predator and Harry.
Right.
So anyway, him and his friend Jay started making nightclub acts / musicals together. One of them was a semi-autobiographical 2-man musical called In 5, and the other was a 2-man show called The Worst of Friends. And they played those in nightclubs all over LA. They were pretty popular. They also had a business together where they did promotional acts in department stores for new products.
Fun.
So kind of like in a living infomercial, I guess. Remember back the day of department stores when they were just like...
They would like demo the stuff.
Yeah. So they did that. Like I said, and then, you know, obviously Hollywood came a-calling. He actually got... I never found how he actually made that transition from the nightclub acts into Hollywood. but like I said, he met his wife when he was on 227, Alania Reed Hall, who played Rose. Now, I don't know if you ever watched 227. I did. She was like the sweet, which is funny because I was like, oh yeah, her name was Rose. And then they had a Rose on Golden Girls at the same time.
Who was like sweet and kind of, yeah.
But yeah, Rose. And then they married in the show and in real life, and they had 2 kiddos together.
Cute.
So that's just a little bit about him. Now we're going to talk about John Lithgow, who played George. Now, we talked about John Lithgow before when we did the Twilight Zone movie. So I'm just going to say a few things in case you missed it, guys, or you forgot like we do. So, but if you want to hear more about him, Twilight Zone movie from last summer, right? No, was it October?
That was in October.
That was spooky season. Okay. So Xennial film credits. Guys, y'all know this man. He's been in so many things.
Everything.
But just some 80s and 90s stuff and early 2000s. Terms of Endearment, Footloose, The Manhattan Project, Raising Cain, The Pelican Brief, Third Rock from the Sun, Obvi, and then Shrek.
Oh, yeah.
He was Lord Farquaad.
Oh, my God. So good.
He has won 2 Tony... Now, I said all this before in a past episode, but I'm saying it again. He has won 2 Tony Awards in his life. In 1973, he won Best Supporting or Featured Actor for David Story's The Changing Room. The ironic thing about that, which I still think is crazy, that was his Broadway debut, and he debuted, and 18 days later, he won a Tony for that role.
Jeez.
That's insane.
That's like if you're looking for a sign from the universe that you're on the right path.
That's the one. That's the one. And then years later, in 2002, he won Best Actor in a musical this time for Sweet Smell of Success, which I've never heard of.
Me either.
Okay.
I don't even know the music from it.
He graduated from Harvard, y'all, and magna cum laude, and he had a degree in history and literature. So he's a smart guy.
Smarty.
On my phone.
I think that helps, like, depending what other background information you have, that helps you as an actor, I feel like. I think about him, this is way later than the years we're talking about, but in The Crown.
Oh, I was just thinking about that.
The fact that he is a history major and a literature major and, like, probably feeds into being able to be good at, because he had to play a real historical person, plays into being good at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is such a good actor because he's one of those people who can do it all. I don't know. Can he dance? Question mark. But
no
he
idea.
Can be hilarious and also very good dramatically. Like a lot of actors have a niche, but he kind of doesn't. I feel like he's just good at everything.
Yeah.
Okay. So fun little fact: Emmett Walsh, who played his dad in the movie, the one that owns the store. Yeah. The store. He's only 10 years older than John Lithgow.
Oh.
Isn't that funny?
That is funny.
They just make him look older.
Yeah.
And he's shorter and heavier. So they could kind of do some more stuff with him. But then another funny thing is when John Lithgow played the dad in Footloose, he is only 12 years older than the girl who played his daughter. So I'm like, you just never know, guys.
Yeah, Hollywood be playing tricks on us.
Hollywood be playing tricks. All right, so that's a little bit about John Lithgow. Let's talk about Melinda Dillon, who played Nancy. Now, we talked about her on our Christmas Story episode. Love her. I have a personal connection to her.
So great.
But we'll just do a little recap about her, too. And I mean, once you know her from Christmas Story, that's all I can only see her.
Then you only see that.
I can only hear that. I only see it. I mean, Troy was like, well, her hair is different, but that's about it. I'm like, really? Yeah. I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. I kept wondering if that was a wig that she had on. You think they just did her hair that way?
No, I think
it was
they
so
just
blonde.
It. Yeah. I think they just
it was cute.
Straightened it. Okay. So other things y'all know her from besides Christmas Story. She was in Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and she won a Best Supporting Actress Oscar for that, by the way. She was in Absence of Malice. And she was nominated for Best Supporting Actress for that one. She didn't win. Obviously, she was in Christmas Story. She was in Prince of Tides. I forgot she was in To Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar.
Oh.
I didn't write down the character she played. And she was also in Magnolia with Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
So that's just some things. You've seen this lady. She won a Theater World Award as the very first actress to play the role of Honey in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. Okay, she won an award. That was her Broadway debut. The ironic thing is she was passed over for the movie casting, and the role was given to Sandy Dennis, who won an Oscar for the role. Knife in heart. As a performer, they'd be like, "What do you mean? I was the one who brought that character to life,
and won an award.
I'm not good enough to do it on screen." And then she went. Anyway.
No.
So I had to throw that in for my peeps out there who understand that would be painful. So I threw this in for you. She actually played 2 Indiana residents. Are they called Hoosiers?
Hoosiers. Who? Like a owl.
The
Hoosiers. Like Hoosiers. A Z. Yeah, Hoosiers.
What is that word about?
I actually don't know. It's what people in Indiana were called for some reason. No, seriously. It's like a term meaning people from Indiana. I don't know.
Okay.
I actually don't know.
Look at that. She don't know.
I'm sure at one point it was told to me, but I don't know what it is.
Well, so she played one in Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Mm-hmm. That takes place in Muncie, Indiana.
That's where Ball State is, where I went to school.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, look at that. And then Christmas Story took place in Homan, Indiana, which is
right by where I grew up. So I guess I have a close connection to this person too.
Look at that.
Yeah.
And Homan is actually the name of the main avenue that passes through the historic district of the city of Hammond, Indiana. Mm-hmm. You already knew that, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Katie's like, that I knew.
Yeah.
Get out of here. She also appeared in 2 films that were selected for the National Film Registry by the Library of Congress as being culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. That was Christmas Story and also Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Mm-hmm. We need to do a rewatch of that. Have you ever seen it?
I've never seen that one.
Oh, it's really good.
And now that I know it's in Muncie, I better watch it.
Yeah.
Was it filmed in Muncie?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I mean, you know what it's about, right? Like a kid gets abducted by an alien and then, well, I don't want to tell you too much.
Don't tell me. Okay. We're just going to watch it.
She plays the mom.
Is that a spooky season one or is that just an anytime one?
I mean, it's sci-fi, so just anytime.
Anytime. Okay.
I don't think it's really spooky.
Cool.
Now, Fire in the Sky. That's
spooky.
That one's fucking scary as hell. Anyway, okay. So she's known for playing moms a lot.
Yeah.
So, but you know,
if there's a niche for that, I'm all for it.
Find it and go.
Let's go.
Find it and go. So now we're going to talk about the 2 kids. Mm-hmm. Margaret Lanrick played Sarah. Now, both of them were not in the Hollywood sphere very long.
Okay.
They went on to do other things, and you're going to be interested in what she went on to do. So other things that you saw Margaret Lanrick in, she was in My American Cousin, which is a movie from 1985. She was in 2 episodes of 21 Jump Street. She was in a movie called Cold Comfort. She was in Frankenstein, The College Years, which was a TV movie.
Oh my.
I would totally watch that. We talked about this show before. She played Beth on Camp Wilder. That sitcom came up from 92, 93. And she also played a character named Beth on the TV movie Camp Bicknell. And I don't know if they're related, if they made a TV movie about the show. I don't know.
Probably.
I know, that's
a
different
camp, maybe? Same characters?
Well, no, they're not at a camp. Remember, it's you researched this when we did, I'm trying to remember, Jay Moore was in it. And it was somebody's dead parents died and she's raising her siblings.
That's right. Yeah.
So it's not really a camp.
So I wonder if maybe totally hypothesizing and the listeners are getting mad if they know the true story. I wonder if she gets married and that's the new last name. And so now she's still taking care of her family, but she's married lady. Okay. I don't know. That just feels like a very 90s sitcom premise. So Camp Wilder's was the original.
The show. And then Camp Bicknell was the TV movie. But she was also in another TV movie that I remember called Death of a Cheerleader in 94. Oh. That was the one where the mom was conspiring with it was a true story where the mom conspired to kill this other cheerleader. Now, I don't know if it actually happened, but yeah.
We'll check that out.
I know. Camp Bicknell TV movie.
Yeah.
Let's see. What's it going to say? Yeah, it was the original pilot to what would become the sitcom Camp Wilder.
Oh, okay.
So there you go. So I guess the movie was first. In the IMDb it said after, but I don't know. Maybe they didn't release
a prequel
it
or something.
Well, that's what I said. It was the original pilot.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, maybe it came out after Camp Wilder, but
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, they just released it later.
Okay,
I don't know.
Now we figured out that mystery.
All right.
So she's actually from Vancouver, and she retired from acting in the late 90s.
Okay.
So after Death of a Cheerleader, she was kind of I'm out. So she's a writer.
Oh.
She was the arts and life editor for the Vancouver Sun. She's also founder of a nonfiction publishing company called Wonderwell. And she publishes books like yours, Katie.
Wonderwell? Okay.
You gotta look her up.
Yeah, gotta look
I was
her up.
oh my God, they need Katie's book.
Yeah.
Or your next book, but you already have a deal with somebody. But anyways.
Maybe the one after that.
So Send her your book.
Okay.
Be like,
actually, I might.
You should. We just talked about you on our podcast. And
here's the episode. Here's the link. Like when I wrote to James Vanderbeek.
Oh my God. Left unread.
R.I.P. And I was like,
she said, go Google
go
us.
find us. When literally could have just put a clickable link in the message. But for this person, yeah, I've been actually mailing books to people. So maybe I'll mail her one.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
All right. And then the little boy who played Ernie. So cute.
Mm-hmm. He was adorable. How old was he in this movie?
I think he was supposed to be like 8.
Okay.
8 or 9-ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wondered if he was older than that, but played young because he was so like mature, but looked so little.
One of those kids.
Yeah.
You know?
One of those
His
kids.
name is Joshua Rudoy. Rudoy. I probably said that wrong, but anyway.
Rudoy. Okay.
Other things you know him from. He was in 3 episodes of the Beauty and the Beast TV show with what's her face? She was in Terminator. What's that actress's name?
Jamie Lee Curtis?
Girl, no. What?
Is she in Terminator?
Linda Hamilton. There we go.
Oh.
What? Have you never seen Terminator?
I guess not.
Wow. Okay, we got to watch it then. I'll be back. Anyway, I'm assuming you never saw this TV show.
No.
Oh my God, it's so stupid. Okay, I remember watching this with my mom. It was on in the late 80s. And it was basically a modern day, the Beast lived in the sewers of New York.
Oh my God.
And it's like a soap opera drama kind of situation. Anyway, that little boy was in 3 episodes of it. You got to look it up.
Okay.
He was in the movie Flatliners.
Okay.
He was in a TV series. This is so crazy. It was called What a Dummy. It was on from 1990-91. Stephen Dorff was in this movie, was in this show. And let me tell you what it's about. Their great uncle dies and they find he was a ventriloquist. They find his dummy and realize that it can think and talk.
Ooh.
But this is a comedy. It sounds like a Twilight Zone episode.
It does.
Because there is one.
There is one, yeah.
But they made it a comedy. I was like, I would not watch that. It wasn't around very long, and that's probably why. Anyway, I really couldn't find much on him after he left Hollywood as a young actor. All I found was documented that in 2012, he lived in LA and was working as a senior investment advisor at Argyle Capital Partners.
Okay.
So I guess
so he left the biz too.
Yeah, they both left.
Okay.
So that's all about the actors. And I'll just give you some fun little facts, little Easter eggies. You know how they show that drawing of Harry that appeared in the film?
Mm-hmm.
That was the original design of Harry done by the makeup artist, Rick Baker. So that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
The statue, I don't know if you noticed this. They had a statue in Dr. Wrightwood's office.
Mm-hmm.
It's the gremlin from Nightmare at 20,000 feet. In the original Twilight Zone episode 1963.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't notice.
I was like, why does that look familiar? And then I saw this. I was like, oh, that's what that is. Which, ironically, John Lithgow was in the remake of that Twilight Zone episode in the movie Twilight Zone.
In the movie, yeah.
So I thought that was a fun little Easter egg they put in there, which Steven Spielberg, directed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that part of it. He directed
the older
old
people stuff.
Yeah. Okay. For the night scenes in which George goes to rescue Harry, the producers had to pay the city of Seattle to keep the lights on the Space Needle lit because it was like past the hours or whatever.
Oh,
I just thought that was funny.
Yeah.
I wonder how much that cost.
Honestly, probably not that much.
You don't think?
It depends how many nights they needed it on for the shot, but
I mean, it's a lot of electricity, man.
True. There's a reason they turned it off.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay. Apart from, this is so random, and I don't know why the internet found this. Apart from the opening camping trip and then the climactic escape at the end, Melinda Dillon is barefoot through the whole film because she's in the house and like running around and all that.
That's true.
So she only has shoes on in the beginning and the end.
That's so funny.
Which is funny because I don't ever wear shoes in my house either.
Yeah. I don't either. Like whenever I can be barefoot, I am.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
So the bottom of her feet are real cute, guys.
Yeah.
Anyway, in a brief scene, John Lithgow is carrying a Bigfoot lamp. Remember when he goes and then he like buys a bunch of shit at that store? Which was a throwback for Melinda Dillon because when she was in Christmas Story, they had the leg lamp.
Oh.
So they did that. Also, 2 other references to Christmas Story is in the beginning, you know how Ernie has the BB gun?
Yeah.
Same. It's a Red Ryder. And his glasses are the same exact style as Ralphie's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so
funny.
I just love that little connection. So that was fun. And I think I only have like a couple more.
Awesome.
Yeah, the last one. Harry speaks at least 2 words, possibly 3. We can't really tell. When he's near the freeway and he sees the mountains from far away, he wails, and it's supposed to kind of sound like he's saying mama.
Oh,
I know, heartbreak.
That's so cute.
When he sees the man cleaning up the dog poop, and he says yuck, that one we knew he said. And then at the end when he says okay, yeah. Aww. Troy was shook, at the end, which I remember certain scenes very distinctly. The deer was one. The dog when he holds the dog,
when he holds
that
Bob,
one.
Yeah.
And then the end when he goes to walk away, and then all the trees are actually other Bigfoots. We're sitting there, and it shook Troy. He goes, "Whoa!"
That's how it's supposed to feel.
I said, "I know." Yeah. I used to love that scene so much. Okay, so those were all the facts.
That's cool.
Tell me more. You said you liked it.
Yeah, I liked it.
I didn't really write
those
down.
Yeah, I don't have very many. That's it. I couldn't remember how I knew the mom at first. So that I was like, Mom from Lost Boys? And then the more I watched her, the more I was like, no, that's not her. And then I eventually...
by her voice?
I figured it out.
Okay.
I figured it out. I love their station wagon. Is that station wagon in every family movie?
Well,
or
you
a version
remember,
of it?
Station wagons came out around the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s, right? And there were only a few ones.
Yeah.
So probably.
Yeah, they were popular. No CGI. I just love that, especially when they're in the forest and there's that scene where they're driving, it's all green.
Yeah.
I was like, that's real.
I know.
Someone set up a camera and they drove down there so that they could.
You saw real animals.
Real animals. Yeah. It was really cool. We kind of already talked about this, but I just said in general, game hunting just kind of is bleh.
I hate all hunting.
I just said it does make you feel bad for animals killed for sport. And then I said, Little Bob is such a cute name for a dog.
I know.
I always, this is kind of weird, but I always ask people how their dogs got their name. Not just dogs, cats too. But I was watching it and I was like, I wish they would explain why he's called Little Bob. Where's Big Bob?
Okay, so then what do you say when people ask you how your dogs got their
I tell them the whole story.
Well, would you like to share with them?
Very quick. I mean, I have 3, but very quickly, Matilda that was her middle name when we got her. She had a different first name, so we changed it to her first name. And also, my kids were in a production of Matilda that summer.
Okay.
And then our dog Annie is actually named Andrea, but we all hate it. Did you know that? That's her full name.
Wait, that fits her so much better than Annie.
Her name is Andrea.
No, that dog needs to just be called Andrea all the time.
And
Wait, did y'all give her the name? No, y'all adopted her.
So we started calling her Annie because none of us. Well, when we first got her, we're like, Andrea's not a dog name, but now it's no, it's not. But she's basically a small human.
I love pets that have names that don't feel like pet names.
Yeah,
we have lots of friends named Sarah, but the other Sarah from fitness class. She adopted a cat whose name is Robert, and it is the funniest.
It's just adorable.
And Troy always wanted us to get a cat and name it Larry.
That's cute too. Oh, I love it.
Okay, so third dog's name.
So Andrea, who we call Annie, but when we're mad, we yell Andrea at her. We'll go, Andrea! And that's how you know she ate something or peed on something or whatever. Leo, we knew him from puppy because he was born next door, literally next door. So we were hanging out with him before we decided to adopt him. And Leo was the second choice for a bunch of people in our family. And everyone was very passionate about what they wanted him to be named. Chewbacca was one. Fozzie was another.
Fozzie.
But no one's number one matched. But everyone was okay with Leo. So we went with Leo because he looks like a little lion.
Our cat just has the name he came with.
And then we were we missed an opportunity though, because we have names of musicals for our other dogs, Matilda and Annie. So we were we should have done Hercules or something and called him Herc. But oh well, maybe there'll be a musical that comes out called Leo.
He's not a Hercules.
He's not.
Nah,
unfortunately for him.
Nah.
He's a little baby. Some of his siblings live in our neighborhood. And we'll be on walks, and he's so much smaller than the rest of them. He's not a small dog.
He's gigantic.
But they are big. He's like the runt. We ended up with the runt.
I could not handle having an animal that large living in my house.
Yeah. Him and Matilda are about the same size. So we have 2.
That's I can't
they're
do that.
huge.
That's so much.
Matilda's a black lab, by the way. And then Andrea.
That is so
is a 6-pound Papillon, 6-pound French dog.
Y'all.
And she mean as hell.
She is mean.
She's so mean.
Totally like, I could just sit here being like, my name's Andrea.
Well, there were 2 other puppies in her litter, and so they had to do emergency surgery on the mom to get the puppies out.
That's so sad.
So they ended up naming one puppy, and the mom was okay, and the puppies were okay. They named one puppy after each vet tech.
Aww,
so there's one of them's named Scott. The other one's named Joe. And Andrea.
Scott, Joe, and Andrea.
Yeah, and Joe, is my sister-in-law's dog.
Cute.
So, yeah. So that's why.
Oh my
but
gosh,
still, it's
hilarious.
a good name for her. I just said I like the way that Harry was so kind to all the other animals, and that it was actually really a sweet and emotional movie.
Well, Troy and I both said, God, we didn't remember it being so deep.
Yeah.
Like, it is a pretty deep movie. Like, it has you asking, like, existential questions about, like, what living things are better than others, or quote unquote, is what I mean. And, like, I'm trying, hold on, let me see. I didn't write.
Yeah. I know you only. I hope it was on camera. I wasn't looking at the camera. So the back of the microphone about took her out, guys. She almost.
I bent down and hit the microphone and then swung around the
back of the head. Little love tap. It's fine.
Oh,
well, you didn't write anything about him, but the guy who played the game hunter.
No, I didn't.
LaFleur.
Yeah.
So I just recognized him because he was like Poirot. How do you say it? Poirot.
That's what Troy kept saying, and I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Inspector Poirot
on some BBC show.
Yeah.
Okay, Troy kept saying that. I was like, "What?"
And I was like, I didn't look more up on him, but yeah, that's
Troy kept saying that too. He's like, Charlene loved that show. When
my parents loved that show.
Okay, see,
they watched it. It was on Masterpiece Theater too. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So
what'd you say?
Oh, I loved the camera shots that they did, like how they had the family in the windows, and then like the close-ups they did of Harry's face. I thought the cinematography, I don't know, I always noticed that. Like, I just thought it was smart filmmaking. It was good. Like cute little pictures. You know what I'm saying? I think I just said I miss the vibes of silly 80s movies. I just miss those because now I feel like it's just not the same. And again, CGI. And also, Troy was like, they're in the car and they're camping. And he's like, look, no cell phones. Like, now you can't help but notice in old movies.
Of course. Yeah. Because it's so, what's the word? So embedded.
Yeah. Like
in life right now.
Like, the only way to escape from the other people in your car was to put on your Walkman.
Yeah.
And then if you forgot it, you're like, no.
Or your batteries died.
Yeah.
That happened to me a few times.
Yeah. Yeah. You always had to remember, like, carrying extra batteries with you on long trips.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I love this movie. I thought, okay, so star rating.
I think I'm going to give it a 5.
Yeah. I do too. I think it's just fun.
It was really fun.
What did Tegan think? Did she watch it?
She watched part of it.
Okay.
She's kind of like this summer, just kind of in her own little. She's always up to something. Let's just put it that way.
Okay.
And without school, she's got all these projects happening simultaneously. So she was kind of like, well, I'm in the middle of this. So she sat for a few and then she's like, how much longer is it? I said, you can go do whatever.
She said, are we done yet?
So she didn't say much. She thought Harry was cute. She's like, he's cute. He's cuddly. And I was like, yeah.
Cooper had no desire to watch this.
Yeah.
He's like, what are y'all watching? And he's like, oh God, is that about the Bigfoot thing? And we're like, yeah. He's like, no, I'm not watching that.
Nah.
But then he does this thing where he'll kind of walk in and out and then he'll like go get a snack and be like lingering. You know? Like, I'm like, you're kind of watching it.
My husband was doing that.
Oh,
because
yeah?
I had it on. He was like aware of it culturally, so he's like, I think maybe I watched a TV show because when I was trying to pull it up on, I think Netflix,
the TV show,
the TV show came up, and I started it, and it had like the whole theme song, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
But I was like, but this is not actually what I'm supposed to watch. And thank God I didn't start. It's 3 seasons or whatever it's long. So so he was kind of doing the same thing. He was like, oh God, 80s movies, blah blah. But then he'd be like, oh, John Lithgow, he's young.
Like, wait a minute.
Oh, so he kept kind of like walking through to like do stuff, and he'd like linger. And finally, I was like, you can watch it. And he's like, oh, no. I got like all this stuff I got to do. I'm like, okay. But yeah, he was very like intrigued.
So you watched another one alone.
I did. I mean, my family was up and about and like weighing in on what I wasn't like in isolation or watching it at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
I was watching at a normal hour and I didn't fall asleep.
This one's fine to kind of watch and just have fun with.
I agree.
Dazed and Confused, you need company.
Yeah. And
now Space Camp, I think you need a buddy.
I think that would be fun. I think I can get Tegan to watch that one with me. I could probably get more than Tegan to watch that with me.
I'm interested to see if Brant saw that movie.
Because he asked me what else we were watching. I showed it to him. He said he didn't remember that one. But then when we looked at the cast post, he's like, oh my gosh, everyone's in it.
They used to play it on like HBO or something all the time. Because my sister and I remember would watch it. Or maybe we had it on VCR tape. Tara, let me know if we did. And it's a great movie. Yeah, and there's a lot of famous people in it.
Yeah.
A lot of famous people.
We were both like commenting just on who's in the poster.
Isn't Joaquin Phoenix like the youngest?
It looked like it, yeah.
He's like the funniest thing is, you guys, we'll just do this little preview, is it's these kids who go, you know how the Space Center does like space camp? Mm-hmm. Well, they accidentally get launched into space.
I just think that's so great. Like the amount of effort that goes into getting launched into space, even back then.
Correct.
Probably even harder back then to access. But I mean, it's a fun premise.
Well, and I can't remember exactly how it all went down, how it happened, but my sister wanted to go to space camp so bad.
I was just going to say, when you like research it, I'd be interested to know if there was like a spike in people wanting to go to space camp.
I'm sure. And they were probably very sad when they realized that they were not going to accidentally launch.
Right.
And then, of course, they ended up having to do like a mission.
Yeah. While you're there, I can't wait to watch it. I'll watch it this weekend.
It's fun. It's a fun movie. Well, you have time because next week, we have a little break in recording, although y'all won't because we recorded ahead of time because look at us go.
Organization.
Our next one is Sweet Valley High.
Which I couldn't find the physical book.
I brought it to you.
So Danny got it from, did you get it from Thrift Books?
I did.
So she just brought it to me. So now I can read it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I think Sarah said she was having trouble finding it. So maybe I'll pass it to her next. Yeah.
It won't take you long. It took me a few days.
I can't wait.
I have a mosquito bite on my leg. It's driving me nuts.
So we've got one movie left and 2 books left. Is that right?
Anne of Green Gables.
What if you end up loving Anne of Green Gables?
I won't.
What do you mean?
But it's fine. I won't because that's not my kind of book. I read it when I was a kid.
Okay.
I don't like it. It's like that prairie stuff. That's not for me.
That prairie stuff.
Like that Frontier Life book. I don't like those. Like when I was a kid, I read Little House on the Prairie, but my sister loved them. Mm-hmm. She loved the show. I need something else. But I'm going to read it.
Yeah. And we're going to do it. We're going to make it happen. And then we'll have all kinds of fun stuff coming up in fall. We'll have to plan all that.
Well, we might have a little changes in the fall where our recording schedule is going to change a bit. So we'll figure it out.
Yeah. But for now, Xennial Girl Summer.
But for now, we do Xennial Girl Summer. And
don't forget.
Was that a bark?
I think that time it was.
Oh my God.
Let's try again. I did so good last time.
She was so pumped. That face was like ready. And then I was like, take it back. I'm ready to watch that in a clip to see what my face looked like. Oh, you mean the air horn?
You go ahead. There it is. That's the Xennial Girl Summer 2026.
I mean, that wasn't very good either, but that's okay.
You get the idea, guys. Maybe one day we'll have enough money to have real sound effects, which I think you can find for free on the internet, by the way.
What? Well, what are we going to... Okay, when we have this live event, which y'all already hear about because the episode will be posted before this one.
We will.
So you will see the shenanigans that took place, but I'm wondering what in the world is going to unfurl.
It's going to be interesting. I can't wait.
It's going to be fun.
We got this.
All right.
And join us again for our next installment of Xennial Girl Summer. If you are new and you haven't listened to our live episode or any of the other summer episodes or any of our 175 plus, we're getting close to 200 episodes.
What?
Yeah, I need to look which one that will be, but it's coming up.
What? That's crazy.
You can just scroll. We were just talking to a new friend of ours who's in our musical with us in 9, and we were like, you don't have to listen in order. You can just scroll, find a topic you like, and hit play. And if you're new, we would suggest doing that.
Our content will slow down a bit because we're not going to be doing, like y'all know, we've been doing our Dawson's Creek rewatch plus a regular episode. We're not going to do that no more. Because when we do our next rewatch, that's going to be our episode.
That's right.
Remember?
Yeah.
So,
you can catch up.
On what?
People can catch up on episodes if they're behind. Because we won't be coming at them so rapid fire.
Well, and it's just, we realized we started it and then we're like, this is very hard to keep up with.
Mm-hmm.
because we don't get paid for this podcast.
No.
And we have other things that we do get paid for. We got to spend time at and families. So we're not going to be having twofers every week. It'll just be one episode every week, even when we do a rewatch series, which is coming up in the fall, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
So
awesome. All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for joining.
And we will see you next time here on Generation in Between.
Bye.
Bye.